Hi guys, 5th of November 2020. It's a FOMC day. US cash market is already open. Before we will go through the charts, don't forget there's a 15 years of Liteforex. So there is a Liteforex dream draw. The company raffles a dream house, brand new SUV car and 18 super gadgets with the total fund of the prices of 350,000. More details on their website. Okay, what is going on? As you can see, first 5-minute trading range was to the downside. All right, still no president when it comes to the US election. The funny tweet from the President Trump: stop count. Well, probably they will skip. They will keep counting. So no doubt about it. Then after first 5 minutes to the downside, we've seen the rally. So what happened? Let me show you. That was the supply. Supply being broken. Retest of that supply, which should work as a demand, as discussed. If you do remember one of the educational videos. Now, how high can we go? Very easy measure. We are measuring the downside, placing at the top of that supply, and there you go. We have our possible target if you are long. Now, me personally, medium long term, are already rebuilding short exposure. But from the day trading perspective, I'm going to look for stop count towards 12,100, all right? Maybe a little bit higher towards 12,114, maybe even the high of the day. But somewhere there, I'm looking for turnaround and I'm looking for short opportunity when it comes to the intraday trading, right? Intraday trading. Don't forget, guys, again, FOMC later today. So it might be it might be smart to work carefully with your exposure, right? Ahead of the FOMC meeting. So that's how I see the things short term. Intraday trading, looking to fade the rally. Now, from the higher time frame perspective, why I already rebuilt my short exposure? Because as discussed, based on the monthly chart, red color, we do have some kind of the supply around current level and a little bit higher, right? So that's of the reason why I'm rebuilding my short exposure. And I do understand from a medium-term perspective that eventually we might see this type of the 1-to-1 hitting the stops above all-time high, right? And failing, and more to come when it comes to this consolidation, all right? That could be the medium-term solution as well when it comes to the indices. All right, so that's the Nasdaq. FOMC, so all eyes on the dollar. And euro dollar is doing the move to the upside. Now, again, short term only. Very, very similar situation to what we just discussed when it comes to the Nasdaq, right? Supply stopped being hit. I told you yesterday, be careful because that could be the case with the higher prices. Now, we broke through the post-election or during the election high, right? So we went through that supply. So again, the same. Supply is being broken. And 1930 could be the target. Then 1960, if you do remember, from the daily chart perspective, is the last line in the sand when it comes to the sellers over the medium term. Boom. And that's what we might see, guys. That's what we might see with the manipulation post FOMC rate decision. Now, the thing is that if we are going to close above 1880, so what we discussed on an intraday chart, it could start to work out on a daily chart. All right? 16, 1850, 250, right? Somewhere towards 2150 eventually. So 1880, 1860, that's where we've seen reaction today. The only thing I have to change here is this weekly open. Sorry guys about that. 1, 2, 3, that was, yeah, sorry guys about it. That's the weekly open. So from the intraday perspective, we hit intraday supply. From the intraday perspective, levels close to 1860 and a little bit of the pullback. But that's why I don't have any short exposure yet here. What I'm looking for the pullback from here to levels close to 118, 1790 and 1760. So I'm going to have my stop below 1745 and I'm going to try to trade towards 1920, 1960 short term, and then depends what kind of the close we are going to get, right? So that's how I see euro dollar. Completely different story is with the pound. And here, right, I already rebuilt short exposure based on what we discussed also yesterday, range from the 21st of the October. That's the full range, and today one of the reasons is possible swing high eventually, right? And I do understand that we might also retest top of that range around 3180. So that's how I'm looking for the short, medium long-term exposure when it comes to the cable. No fireworks when it comes to the Bank of England. Earlier today, more asset purchase, and well, that's the thing. So looking to sell. Also, I told you that if you are a pound lover, then yesterday dip, that was possible opportunity to go long. Congratulations, I didn't, because I think we are about to see lower levels when it comes to the pound. And finally, dollar yen. We are, if you do remember, at the level I've been looking for, right? Now the question is if we can create lower shadow and the jumper. I have tiny long exposure already. We'll see how it's going to play out. From the conservative approach, I'm sorry, based on the hourly, for example, you wanna see close above previous hour high, 103.85, 103.90, right? And let's have a look what we have on the smaller time frame. Okay, that's the supply, right? So we want to see the same above 85.90 here. Looks like it might be, let's say, big consolidation on the very low time frame, breakout, retest higher. The US yields are trying to rebuild. Hopefully we are going to get back above 0.8. That could support the dollar. With that being said, guys, be very careful. Again, FOMC this evening. If there are any nice fireworks, I might make the update around the Tokyo Open. Take care, goodbye, see you around.